Greetings crafters, it's Julie Creek from Creek Bank Creations. I'm here to share with you today how to make the gift card pop-up. This is a fun die that I designed that's designed to be a fast and easy way to give a fun card with an interactive element on the inside. You can attach a gift card to it, or you can use our sentiment and die set and die cut a sentiment and attach it to the card. Either way you choose to do it, it's a fun card to give. It's fast and easy. It is not bulky, so it ships in a regular size envelope. And today you're looking at these cards that I've made are A2 size cards. So you can actually make this card on any size card base. We're working on an A2 size today. So to go with the pop-up gift card, we have a storage system here that we use the clear envelope and the magnetic sheets, and we do offer those on our website. And I store all of these things together. All these pieces are made to coordinate. At the bottom there, you're looking at the 3 dies that are actually a part of the gift card pop-up die set. There are 3 dies in that set, and the other dies that you're looking at are the panel dies, and they coordinate. They also match our popping up stamp sentiment set. Each of the sentiments are designed to coordinate with the panel, so you can die cut a panel and then use the coordinating stamp on the inside of the sentiment. So you can stamp a whole lot of hugs and then have the sentiment say, popping up to say you are amazing. Now, the stamp set is coordinated to fit the label stitched rectangle die set. So if you get the label rectangle die set and you pull the second to the smallest die out, you'll see that it fits around those pieces perfectly, so that if you want to die cut and stamp a sentiment for the inside of the card, you can. That label is a handy label to have, and it's a stitched edge. So let's look at the gift card. When you buy this package, this die package, you're going to find there are 3 dies in the set. And I've got those 3 dies laid out here in front of you. And what you want to do is look at those dies, and we want to locate the die that has the 2 notches on it, and we want to get our gift card out, our plain white card. And I'm using an A2 size for this. We're going to fold the card in half. We want to get a nice fold in the card. And we're going to open it up, and then we're going to get the die. We're going to locate that die, the one that has the 2 notches in it. And you'll see it has cut marks and it has score marks. We want to turn that over with the notches sitting right on the fold. And we want the largest part of the die to be on the right side of the card. Now, whenever I make a card and I have a die, I always make a jig. If I use the jig every time, I do not have to measure. And you can see here that my orange paper is 6.5 by 3.5, and I have that notched out at 1 13/16 on the top and 1 1/8 on the side, and I have that marked top right corner. So every time I get the die out, I can lay that on my card, use it as a pattern for placement, and I know the die is centered on the card. I'm going to tape the card down with some stencil tape, and I have already run that through the die cut machine. And what you'll see is there are 3 cut marks there. 1 on the left side of the fold, 2 on the right, and then that die places 2 score lines right in the middle of the card. And I like to take the pencil and just draw over those lightly. Then make sure you have that good clean fold. I like to fold the card and make sure I have a good clean fold. And now the card's set up and ready for me to start construction. I want to locate the other 2 dies that are in the set. The larger die is the pull unit, and then we have the tab. We're going to cut those in white today, but I did want to show you that if you're going to make a colored card, you'll want to cut those pieces out of the same color as the base of the card. So we've cut ours today out of our white cardstock, and that's die cutting for us, and it's placing the fold marks on. So we're just going to train the folds, and you want to make sure that you get these folds straight and square. And we're going to take this larger piece and fold that around until we have a house shape. The two notched edges are going to go to the inside, and that's going to create the pull mechanism that's going to push and pull over and open when the card closes and opens. So let's lay that down with the two tabs, the two clipped corners facing up. And I'm going to take the Creek Bank Creations 1/4 inch tape, double stick tape, stick it down there on the two clipped edges. And then I want to put adhesive on the little tab section that we folded of the pull piece. So I want to put two pieces of tape on here. So I'm going to put the first one on and tear it off, and then add a second one. We need really good strong adhesion where that pull tab attaches to that pop-up mechanism. So we have our adhesive ready to go. We're going to pull off that top liner so that it's ready. And then we want to get our pop-up piece ready. Let's pull the tape liner off of it. And we're ready to adhere that to the card. Now we're going to pull the card in. And remember those two lines that we marked, those two scored lines? We're going to put the pop-up mechanism to the left of the fold line that's on the left. And that line is right sitting next to that fold. And then we're going to push that piece down. And we're going to adhere that to the card. So the only thing that's adhering right now is that little tab piece. We're going to fold that pull mechanism around, and we've just built the house that's going to pop up and close and open when the card closes and opens. Let's train the fold back and forth, and there you have your mechanism, your little house that's going to stand up, and it's adhered directly to the center of your card. We've used those pencil lines on the side as a guideline. Now let's take that long pull tab piece and fold it, and we want the sticky side of the tape to face down on top of the house, and we want the fold in the tab to sit on the center of the house and be on the fold of the pop-up. Push it down. Now you just made your pop-up. So now you're going to take that long tab, you're going to push it down through the first hole, you're going to pull it up through the second hole, and then you're going to go out the third hole. Now we're ready to close the card, so you just kind of want to gently pull your pop mechanism, your house, flatten it out, pull that around, and now you have your tab that's going to close on the front of your card. But the first thing we're going to do is, before we do that, we're going to get a little scrap piece of paper, and this is probably 1 inch long and 1/2 inch wide. I just got a little scrap. I'm going to put super tacky tape on it and place that right on the inside of that fold, right next to the fold line, just to keep the card from, we don't want it to tear. There's a lot of pressure going on right there, and that just helps the pull mechanism to pull better. So that just secures that piece. Now we're going to flip the card around. We're going to pull that tab down, and we need to put adhesive on that long tab piece. So we're going to use Creek Bank Creations super tacky tape. We're going to pick the tape liner off with the pick tool, and then we want to pull that pretty tight and pull that across the front of the card and stick it down, and that is how the pop mechanism is made for the card. Not too bad once you know how to do it. So we want to add a sentiment to the front of our card to make it pretty on the inside. So we could put the sentiment on, or we could add the gift card. And I'm going to show you how to add the gift card. So what we want to do is take some adhesive, and we're going to place that adhesive right on top of the house, on the roof. We don't want any extra adhesive hanging off, just on the top. And then we're going to take the gift card, and what you kind of have to do is flatten that, and you want to kind of peek in from the side to make sure you have it centered, and you want to make sure that when that card is closed, the gift card is not hanging out. So you want to push it in and make sure it's in the center, and then once you have it where you want it, push the card closed, and you'll have your gift card attached to that popping house mechanism. Now, your friend or your family member or whoever you give your card to can just pull that off. We do want to look at the back and cut a piece of cardstock because there's a little slit there that needs to be covered. So cut a piece of white cardstock to cover the back, 4 by 5.25, and then we're going to move to the front. We want to work on that front panel, and I want to teach you today how to make a glitter panel with the panel die, because this is a great little tip that we do. So there's lots of ways that you can decorate the front of these cards with the panels. This background here is made with alcohol ink and Yupo paper. That one is too. And I've added a little glitter to it. But I want to show you today how to make the glitter panel for the Merry Christmas card. And that's actually made with our super tacky tape. Now we're going to start with the super tacky tape. And this is our super tacky tape that we sell in a giant roll. 27 yards of adhesive. And we're going to unroll that and we're going to get a piece of copy paper. Go over to the printer and get a piece of paper out of the printer. Unroll the tape. Put the copy paper down in the tape. Now what we want here is a two-sided element to work with. So what we're going to do is make a tape sandwich. We're going to put the tape paper on the tape. We're going to roll the whole thing over and push it right back down into the tape. This is what I call the tape sandwich. And now we have tape on the top and tape on the bottom. We're going to trim all this out, make sure there's no adhesive hanging off the edge, and we'll have what I call the tape sandwich. Once we have the tape sandwich, we're going to cut that into a panel the exact same size as the Merry Christmas panel, which is 3.75 by 5. And now the Merry Christmas panel that we cut from regular cardstock is an exact fit. Take your pick tool and pull off that relief liner. And we want to adhere the Merry Christmas cardstock panel, now that's just cardstock, to the super tacky tape. So I'm going to take undo and I'm going to put undo on that cardstock. And I don't want a really heavy coat, but I do want to get it coated pretty well, because that's going to suspend adhesion. When it comes in contact with that tape, in the beginning, it's not going to stick. It's going to give me time, as you can see what I'm doing right here, to manipulate that around and get it where I want it so that that panel is lined up perfectly with that tape. And then I'm going to push that down into the tape very carefully. Now you want to take your relief liner and push that whole panel down into the relief liner. Pull that off, and what we've got is our title on there. Now you can see I got a little edge right on the side and on the top that's not exactly square. I can trim that up with my scissors. And I want to deal with the sticky tape. We've got a lot of sticky tape there. So we're going to cover that with Creek Bank Creations Pixie Dust to give us that fun look. And we're going to use the Pixie Puffer. This is a unit that sprays glitter. When it's down, it's locked, and you can see there, you can swivel it to open it, and it is dry, ultra-fine glitter. I'm going to take the top, and I'm just going to pump it. Now, normally when I do this, ladies and gentlemen, I do it over a trash can. In the case of this video, if I do it over the trash can, you can't see, so I'm doing it up here on the work surface. But normally, I would just blow this over the trash, take my finger, rub in the excess, and you'll see that when you rub the glitter with your finger, the natural oils in your skin come out and just make that glitter shine and sparkle just beautifully. So you want to cover the whole thing, and there you have your panel that's ready to put on your card front. Now we're going to adhere it to the green cardstock mat that I've cut 4 by 5.25. And before we do that, I'm going to prime the surface of that card with a little bit of undo, and you can see there I use my hand to spread it around because I'm going to pull the back off. Now that's sticky. The back of my Merry Christmas is sticky, and the undo just gives me time to line everything up on that panel and get it to sit exactly where I want. So undo is suspending adhesion. As long as it's wet, I can move it around. It'll dry in less than a minute, and when it dries, I have permanent adhesion. That is an awesome thing. Now I want to adhere that card panel to the front of my card, so I've adhered that tape, and you'll notice that I left spot on the back of that card with no tape because I need to leave that clear for that mechanism to slide. So when you go to put your tape on, watch and leave yourself a spot so that the mechanism can slide and won't get caught on the tape. I'm ready to adhere my card, my green piece, to the card front. So I'm priming my whole card with undo. This will give me the chance to line up the panel perfectly on the front of my card. And then what you see is we have that beautiful gift card pop-up with the gift card popping up out of the middle. Now you see there the undo is showing. That will evaporate in about a minute, and all you'll be left with is that beautiful Merry Christmas card with the gift card popping up in the middle. I hope you've enjoyed our video today and had some fun learning how to make the gift card pop up. You can find these great products on our website, www.creekbankcreations.com.